He is a wanted commodity. He is an asset that can bring in big pieces in return. It won't be as big as trading Felipe Vasquez, but it will still be some solid pieces that we can recoup in a Keone Keller trade. And not only will we be recouping those solid pieces, we'll also be freeing up the clubhouse and the tension that is obviously there when it comes to Keone Keller and the rest of this team and the organization as a whole. And just the strangest suspension. I mean, the Pirates, they weren't going to comment on anything further than, okay, it was a violation of the uniform player contract, which is just, the contract that all the players sign and across the league, and he violated it. And then there's a report that came out on Tuesday night, I want to say, that it was because of he blew up on a clubhouse staffer, and then on Wednesday, when Keone Keller was asked by the media, he said, "What happened?" Nothing happened. I know as much as you guys know, which is strange, because usually if you're getting suspended, you know why you're getting suspended. You're not finding out on Twitter why you're getting suspended. And it's weird, and that's what I said. It's different, it's weird, and strange. It's something that we are not used to. And again, if this team's going to embrace the futility, like I've been preaching this entire episode, probably should have just named the episode "Embrace the Futility." Embrace the Futility. ETF should be our new motto for the rest of the 2019 season. It should be. But again, there are some teams that will definitely pay for a back end solid reliever that has years of control, regardless of the issues that are there. It's what we did last season when we gave the Rangers Taylor Hearn for him. I mean, it's what happened. And, we can move on from him, recoup some pieces. And, again, it's all about recouping and getting ready to have a rebuild. A rebuild. Tear it down. Because I'm trying to think of like a home analogy here. Like how could we describe this? Let's say, so the Pirates now are like a house without. They have a decent foundation, right? A decent foundation, but the walls and the roof, they're just not there, right? They're made out of straw. They're not made out of bricks, and we just need to burn it down. We have the foundation, and then build up brick by brick, solid brick by brick. And we can do that in a relatively quick fashion too. It's not going to be a long Marlins-esque rebuild, Astros-esque rebuild, Cubs-esque rebuild. This is going to be the Pirates rebuild. And again, it can be for the rest of 2019 and all of 2020, and we can be ready to roll in 2021. We can get to the point where we are ready to roll in 2021. That's where we can get to. That's where we can be. And again, it chokes me up a little bit thinking that we have to root for losing. We have to hope our guys get traded. Because I'm never going to root against the players. Never. And, when I'm watching the games, when I'm going to the games, I don't want to see them lose. I don't. And it's tough for me to even come to the grips of thinking, hey, it's not the worst thing in the world if they lose, because, that's been my attitude pretty much all of the Hurdle era in Pittsburgh. But when the pre-Hurdle days come rolling in, it's time to fire Hurdle. And, go back to the sadness and the misery that we experienced in the first decade of the 2000s of the 21st century. Let's hope the 20s can provide us Pirates fans the World Series that we've desperately been wanting and desperately been waiting for. The Pittsburgh Pirates are stuck in one heck of a rut right now. As the July 31st trade deadline approaches, free agent to be Jordan Lyles is a player likely to be moved by the Pittsburgh Pirates. On Wednesday night, Lyles took the ball against the St. Louis Cardinals in what could be his penultimate, if not final start, with the Pirates. Unfortunately, Lyles failed to raise his trade value or give the Pirates a chance. In this start, he failed to get out of the second inning as the Pirates were walloped by the Cardinals 14-8. This loss drops the Pirates' post-break record. It did at that point at 2-10. Additionally, they're now a season-high 11 games under 500 at 46-57. For the second night in a row, Starling Marte got the Pirates on the board in the first inning. After Adam Wainwright walked Adam Frazier and Corey Dickerson to start the inning, Marte singled up the middle. This hit scores Frazier and gave the Pirates a 1-0 lead. Following a 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Lyles, the wheels came off in the second inning. After Paul Goldschmidt reached on a Kevin Newman error to start the inning, Lyles would get hammered. Paul DeYoung hit a home run, Colton Wong and Jairo Munoz hit consecutive doubles, and Andrew Kisner hit his first career home run. After Wainwright struck out, Tommy Edman walked and scored on a Dexter Fowler double. Lyles then got a much-needed boost when Cabrera threw out Fowler, attempting to score on a Jose Martinez single. Goldschmidt would then put Lyles out of his misery by launching a 2-run home run. This made the score 8-2 Cardinals, and a Lyles night after just 1 2/3 innings pitched. Lyles was looking to build upon his last start, in which he allowed just 1 run in 5 2/3 innings of work. This was his first good start since mid-May. Unfortunately, he failed to do so. After getting shelled on Wednesday night, Lyles owns a 5.36 ERA and a 4.81 FIP this season. In his last 9 starts, he has allowed 39 earned runs in 36 2/3 innings pitched. That's a 9.57 ERA on 56 hits and 12 home runs. This poor stretch has destroyed all and any trade value Lyles has had, as the Pirates were hoping to move him before next Wednesday's trade deadline. Even if Lyles is not traded, he should not make another start for the Pirates. On top of the fact he'll hit free agency after the season and is not part of the Pirates' future. He is a bad starting pitcher. There is zero reason for Lyles to continue to make starts for the Pirates while Mitch Keller sits at AAA, where he has begun to dominate opposing hitters. Luis Escobar replaced Lyles and allowed a pair of doubles and a run before recording a strikeout to mercifully end the inning. The top of the second may be the worst the Pirates have all season. When the half inning began, the Pirates were leading 2-0. When the dust settled, they were trailing 9-2. Also, the Cardinals' 8 extra base hits in the second inning tied a MLB record for most extra base hits in a single inning. Wainwright would continue to struggle in the bottom half of the second inning. With 2 outs, Frazier singled, Dickerson doubled, Marte doubled, and Bell walked. This cut the Cardinal lead to 9-4, and brought Cabrera to the plate with a chance to cut into the lead further. After the second inning, Wainwright would settle in. He retired the final 7 batters he faced and battled to give the Cardinals 5 innings of work. The Pirates wanted to get length out of Escobar, but it did not happen. He lasted just 2 innings, allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, a home run, and a strikeout. He failed to get out of the 4th inning, which led to Michael Feliz replacing him. Feliz continued his recent strong work by pitching an inning and a third scoreless of relief. He did not allow a hit and struck out 8 batters. In the top of the 6th inning, the polarizing CUNY Kella made his first appearance for the Pirates since May 5th. Kella was on the injured list and then served a 2-game suspension the past 2 days. In his first outing in nearly 3 months, Kella looked strong. Kella's fastball sat in the 96 to 97 mile/hour range, and his curveball looked good. He allowed a leadoff double, but then induced a pair of pop-outs before recording a strikeout to end the inning. It was great to see Kella have a strong outing in his return to the mound. With trade rumors swirling around Felipe Vasquez, Kella could be the Pirate closer sooner rather than later. Wednesday night's game was not fun for the Pirates, but the team would have some fun when utility man Jose Osuna took the mound to pitch in the 7th inning. Position players pitching is always fun to watch. It's even better when that position player pitches well. Osuna flashed a fastball that touched 93 miles per hour on the radar gun, and a pretty decent breaking ball. He retired the Cardinals in order in the 7th inning, and then took them out of the 8th inning, leading off the 8th inning. Osuna gave up the 3rd home run in the game, hit by DeYoung. On Wednesday night, Osuna became the first Pirate position player to pitch 2 innings in 1 game since 1988. In the bottom of the 7th inning, the Pirates were able to generate some more offense. Dickerson walked to start the inning, and Marte followed with his 2nd double and 3rd hit of the night. Then, with 1 out, Cabrera blooped a single to left field to put both Dickerson and Marte, making the score 13-6 Cardinals. After Osuna logged 2 innings on the mound, Jacob Stallings came into the game to pitch the 9th inning. As Osuna did in his first career inning, Stallings fired a 1-2-3 9th inning. While it was a rough night for the Pirates starting pitcher, it was a great night for position players pitching. Dickerson and Marte would continue their strong nights in the bottom of the 9th inning. Dickerson led the inning off with his 3rd hit and 2nd double, and came around to score on Marte's 3rd double and 4th hit of the night. With 2 outs in the inning, Moran singled Marte for his 2nd RBI of the night. This set the final at 14-8 Cardinals. The 4th and final game of the series was at 12:35 on Thursday afternoon. Joe Musgrove struggled, giving up a bunch of home runs, and the Pirates would drop that game by the score of 6-3. yeah, it's not been fun being a Pirates fan, but let's take a look at the rest of the week and how that shapes up for the Pirates heading into the deadline. So today they have got the Mets, Trevor Williams going up against Steven Matz. Yeah, should be interesting games. Tomorrow, Archer going up against Vargas. On Monday, Jordan Lyles gets a start going up against Sonny Gray. Tuesday, Joe Musgrove going up against Tanner Roark. Wednesday, Dario Agrazal deadline day against Castillo. And then they off day Thursday, come home to play the Mets for a weekend series. So the rest of the week again looks like the Mets finish out this weekend, head to Cincinnati, and then the Mets come home. So a lot of Mets, a lot of Reds. And really, as I said, if we're going to embrace the futility, might as well lose these games. Because if we lose these games, we're going to finish below them and have a higher draft pick. Like, again, if we're going to embrace the futility, like we are going to be doing as fans, we want to lose these games because if we do, we will have a higher draft pick than the Mets and the Reds, which will be good. We need to position ourselves in a spot where we can have an elite draft pick. So if we look at who's worse than us right now, okay, we got the Marlins who are worse than us. We've got the Tigers, Orioles, Blue Jays, Royals, Mariners, and White Sox. But we are very close to the White Sox. Mariners are on about the same level as the Marlins. We're 6 games back in them. So if you look at what draft pick that would net us, let's say we finish below the White Sox, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7th overall pick. And if we could fall maybe below the Marlins, below the Mariners, maybe sneak into the top 5, would be good. I don't think we're going to fall below any of the Tigers, Orioles, Blue Jays, or Royals. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we do. But I think the goal for the rest of the season is to embrace the futility, get that top 5 draft pick, fall below the White Sox, Mariners, and Marlins. It's going to suck. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. It will suck watching these games. It will. But get young players experience, get a top 5 draft pick, reinvigorate the farm system, and we will be good for 2021. That will be the season. That will be the season. Also, just as a note, again, I apologize for not being here last week with my retreat, and then obviously I had the mission trip the 2 weeks prior. So I've been gone a lot, but I will be here every single week until next summer as well. So Bucket Booth will be here. I'm not going anywhere. Okay. Yes, I said I'm embracing the futility, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop watching. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop posting on Bucks Dugout. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing this podcast. I love you guys. I love doing this, and it makes my Saturdays better. It does. And I hope you've enjoyed the podcast today. We've got about 2 minutes left here, but I hope you continue to listen during these tough years. We'll get through this together. We'll come up with topics together. I'll answer your questions. Didn't have time for a mailbag today because I had a lot to get off my chest. But, we'll be here for the long run. We will. At least I will. I don't know about you, but if you're listening to this late in the podcast, I'd assume you're a pretty good Pirates fan. So, yeah. That's going to do it for our show today. My name is Benson Fector. Thank you all for tuning in, live, archived, however you're doing it, wherever you're doing it. We certainly do appreciate it. We'll be back here same time, same place next Saturday, noon Eastern to 1 Eastern. If you're listening live, if you're listening archive, listen whenever you like. My name is Benson Fector. Have a fantastic week. As always, let's go Bucks and embrace the futility.